Well, there are sort of three really that I've sort of patted and putted with and played with for a while. And one of them, Anne and I are batting back and forth a little bit at this stage. And it would be lovely if we could create this one together, I think. It's, do you mind if we talk about it a little bit?
Yeah.
Because it's still in the very, very mulling stages and changeable stages. The title is Squeak Bee, and it is about a bee. And it's about a bee who has not been imbued with the natural bee-like qualities of being able to find directions and know where to go. And that's very important for everyday bees because they need to know where to go for food and so forth. And how to get back again. And they do marvellous dances and they have figure eights and all the rest of it. But this little squeak bee didn't come with those abilities. And so Squeak Bee unfortunately gets lost. And for Anne and I, we both have this sort of lack of sense of direction whereby we can both relate to Squeak Bee.
I think because we're both visual, so it's a different sense of direction.
It's a different sense. So what the idea is that there are some people who seem to have this innate ability to have maps in their mind, whereas for Squeak Bee and for Anne and I think what I notice is that we tend to say, well, I came down this way because I remember that red door, or I will go down here because there was a lane with a bumpy creek near it, or something like that. So that's the way that we can find our way through the world. That's the basis of it. Now, whether I can get that pared down enough,
and whether it's to be a simple story like I'm a Dirty Dinosaur, I think it perhaps isn't quite so simple.
I don't think it is either. I don't think it is either because I think there is some basic information that has to come through about bees before you can appreciate that sense of the need for security and knowing how to get home.
And that's where it's tricky, to have a story and work out who you want to tell it to, isn't it? What sort of age?
Yeah. So we're looking at that together, and we'll see where that goes. I would love it if it came about because Anne's already drawn some, you already had a few little sketches of bees, and they're just so delightful. And I actually put that up on my computer when I was doing the drafts as I was doing it. So I was trying to sort of get this bee osmosis happening. So that was one of them. The other one is I actually came across a beautiful old teddy bear that had travelled from Adelaide up to the telegraph station in Alice Springs in the late 1800s on the back of a camel. The family was going to go up to Alice Springs to work in the telegraph station, the very remote telegraph station in the centre of Australia, and the little girl who owned the big teddy bear had to have it sent up on the camel. And I've seen a photograph of the bear, and it's still beloved. And so one of the stories that I've written has taken that idea of the bear and how it's on the back of a camel. And I've done camel books with other stories as well. So I've got this bear actually falling off the camel, and of course it's that sense of loss and being found again. But in the middle of being lost and being found, there's all sorts of outback things that happen with animals, storms, well, not storms, but floods and that kind of thing. The title is called Where's Annie? And it's more or less, it's a statement of saying he's always had his owner, and that's what he's always looking for. And so that's the story based on it. He does, of course, Annie, he knows where Annie is in the end because he's right with her when they join up. I won't tell you the story. It hopefully will become a book. And the last one is called I'm the King of the Castle. This is about a little character who wants to build a higher castle and a higher castle and a higher castle because he wants to be high like the birds, and inevitably he realises by taking himself too far away from everyone he loses the joy of what he used to like before.
Right.
So they're the three that I'm actually
Are they all
working.
picture books?
They're all picture books. All picture books, yeah. So they're the ones that I've been working on or playing with at the moment.